I, Super Tendo Boy, and welcome back to Chinmere, a wonderful village that I've spent so long in my adventure map. And as you can see, we have a wonderful villager here walking the paths of the village. Now, if you remember my past episodes, you remember that the villagers walked very dirtily. They were attached via lead to a snow golem underground that could only be under the path. And that made the villagers just run in random circles, run really fast, and it was just overall a mess. I was pretty much trying to give the villagers AI so they'd stay on the path. But as you can see, in 1.8, I've created a much better system for them staying on the path. And the best part about this is, you can go ahead and push them off the path, and they'll get right back on. Which is really cool, because then the player can mess with them and hit them all they want, even though they will be invulnerable. And they will just continue about their business. And also the great thing about this is I can just go ahead and place a villager right here. He'll walk on over to that. Well, you see he was on the stairs, so I'll just go ahead and kill him, because that leads him high up. There we go. And then he's off on his way, and he's walking the path nice and slow, which is wonderful. And then we can come over here, and we can just go ahead and spawn another villager right here, and they'll just walk along the path around the city. I can alter their paths randomly, like maybe they'll go over to this house, look in there. I'm also going to make it so randomly a villager will just stop and look towards a house or another villager, just for realism. But as you can see, this is very smooth. They can still kind of look at like players and other entities, and as you can see, they sometimes do that in the first few seconds. But otherwise, this works really, really well, and like, it's really easy to set up. I can't wait to see like other people use this feature. I've kind of seen people use a method kind of like this, but it's not enough like it so that I can't claim it as my own, because if you guys remember in my last video, I obviously talked about block 36 and how you can detect when a player's standing in it. Well, that's using the new detect feature of execute. And with detect, you can detect random different blocks that are near an entity or player. So if you couldn't already tell, what I'm doing here is I'm detecting what block is 2 blocks below the village. As you can see, when he's on the red, he goes north. When he goes onto the blue, he heads east. And then, if he were to be on here, he would move south. And as you can see, under all of this path, we have these blocks set out here. We also have them under the buildings, so if any villagers are pushed into a building or hit into a building by the player or another entity, they will walk towards the path. So as you can see, we have a north, south, east, and west block, which are all different hardened clays. And by placing these in certain orders, we can do cool stuff like this, such as when I place a villager right here, he can walk over to the path diagonally, and he can do that from either side, depends on which way you set it up. But also, another amazing advantage to this is once you have this little, actually it's a really small redstone contraption, which I'll show you over there. You can use this anywhere in the world. Like, let's go ahead and let's make a quick little villager track. So let's just make this villager, he'll go north this way, and then let's go ahead and make him go east a ways. And then we'll make him go back south, and then, we'll make him go a little west, and then we can just make him loop all the way back to, let's see, to where he any block on top of it. So we'll grab the sandstone here, place this on top, as you can see here. It can be any block as long as the villager is separated from it. And then we can go and place the villager, and red blocks he'll go north, and the blue blocks he'll go east. On the white blocks he'll go south, the brown ones west. And you can alter this route if you want, like let's just make him stop right there, and then he can go north a ways, and we can just make this go on for as long as we want. And this is super useful. I'm probably going to use this in all of my maps, and I really hope you guys also find this useful, because this is just, I can't get over how helpful this is for me, because villager pathfinding was always one of my biggest troubles in my maps, if you've ever watched my other episodes. But yeah, this is all that's really to it. Now, this is a fill clock, which is a really fast clock, and if it's too laggy for your guys' adventure maps, you can slow it down to maybe like a clock this slow, but, well, not that slow. If you make it too slow, the villagers don't function properly, but maybe you could use like, you know, a hopper clock, or a minecart clock, which is what I usually use, but just to make it super smooth, I used a fill clock, simply because my computer can handle it, and so far, the adventure map's pretty okay with it. Hopefully it won't kill anyone's game, and if so, I can just tone it down. But that's just being dictated by these two redstone blocks, which are filling this with redstone blocks and wool, but these 8 command blocks are what we really need to focus on. First, what we need to do is we need to execute all villagers that have a white clay block 2 blocks below them. What we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and set their entity data, which is like editing their data tags. They're going to test for themselves, and then they're going to set their own motion on the z-axis to 0.1, which is going to move them in that direction. And what these 4 are doing is for the different directions, and this is just the, which one is this? I believe that is the brown one? Let's see. Nope. But yeah, each of these has their own ID, and then we're just detecting, detecting for it. That is the correct term for this, in this case. And then we're just setting their entity data to whatever coordinate they're moving towards. Of course, as always, all the commands will be in the description. As you can see, I placed redstone blocks on these command blocks, because at first I thought just these command blocks would do it justice, right? You just, whenever it tests for the blocks, 2 blocks under it, it will make the villager move in that direction. But then you have this problem. The villager's moving in the direction, but I wasn't quite thinking intentionally, so as you can see, they just kind of continue looking whatever direction they feel like, which obviously isn't very natural. So what I added here is now we execute, the whole beginning is the same, test for that hardened clay here, and then what we're doing is we're teleporting, so the villager is testing for a block 2 blocks under it, and if it succeeds, then it will teleport itself to itself, but it will have different rotation values here. So we have 0, we have 180, we have -90, and we have 90. And as you can see here, 0 is facing south, and then we go ahead and we have 90 at the west, 180 at north, and -90 at east. And so once we put that all together, we have this, and you don't have to do any fancy selectors. You can just place this anywhere in the world, as many villagers as you want, and you can create yourself a kind of not too tight, because then you can push each other around. Also, I haven't tested it, but I might Another important thing about this is obviously I talked about slowing them down, which is really simple, and I might talk about it in my next episode, just because it's really simple to make. But you can give them more AI by making them stop randomly. Also, I want to try let's actually just try something right here. Something setting their motion. Does that depend on their actual ability to walk, or just like oh god, I have a smell here. There we go. No, I think he still moves at the same speed as this, but what I'm thinking about doing is targeting different villagers to make them slower than other ones. Also, yeah, there's that fire spell thing I was showing right there. But, yeah. So you can just customize them and make them slightly different, so it doesn't look so weird, all of them just walking. But yeah, guys, you can put these 8 command blocks here in your world, and you can just set paths, and they'll do it. Also, another note I would kind of like to make here, which is kind of important, but not exactly for my map, because I'm not really using the villagers for this purpose. But if we go ahead and watch right here, as you can see, I placed a stair right there. The villager just stops at that point. And I can place this one right here, but right now he's just kind of stopped because he's not sure what to do. And that's because I just made it go in the 4 directions. The 4 linear X and Z directions. And if I were to add elevation to this, I'd just go ahead and add the 2 Y directions, so that when, well, I'd make it so they're able to function, so they can fall, and so they can jump. But for now, I don't really need them to do any falling or jumping. Maybe I will in some of the other towns in my map. But for now, this is super cool. I know I didn't build anything, but I'm going to use this feature a ton in my map, so I just wanted to spend a whole episode addressing it. Once again, you can grab the commands from the description and use them yourselves. But, yeah, guys, I think that's about it for this video. Thank you for 75 subscribers, and soon I will be reaching 100 videos, so look out for that. And, yeah, guys, thank you for watching.